This is Daniel Casado with Colorado MMA News, and today I have Youssef Zalal, the Moroccan Devil, with me. Youssef, you are actually in the airport right now, headed to Fight Island, Yas Island, over in Abu Dhabi. So how do you feel right now, just about a week out from your fight coming up?
Oh man, I feel amazing. It's this is the first time I get like 8-week camp. It's kind of get everything going and really just focus on camp and one fighter specifically. For me, I don't like that much. For me, I'd like to fight. Like I don't care. Just give me 2 weeks and like let's go fight this guy and let's do this. But it's kind of been weird a little bit, but it's awesome, man. We're more than ready, and I can't wait. Like you said, I'm at the airport right now and getting the chills already.
Yeah. Well, you get that first class or that business class treatment on the way over there, so that'll be nice. And like you said, interesting that you had a full fight camp for this because you're 3-0 in the UFC, all coming in 2020, and you're tied for the most wins in the UFC in 2020. Heading into this fight, this could potentially be your fourth win.
I was the first guy to hit
You
3
were the
wins in the
first.
UFC.
That's
They're
right.
catching up to me. No.
No,
I'm
they
not
didn't give
tired
you
of mine.
credit. There was
Yeah,
a fight a couple of weeks back. They were saying so and so is tied for first with 3 wins. I was like, man, they got to give Youssef credit for being the first one there. But you could be the first to 4 next weekend as well. And it was a change of opponents too, right? You were gonna face a fellow Moroccan, but now it's Sungwoo Choi. Is that right?
no, actually, the Moroccan guy is fighting in the same card. That's why
Yeah.
people thought he was fighting me. Yeah, but I guess I have just Choi still left. But yeah, like I'm not fighting another Moroccan. I think there's only 3 Moroccans in the UFC, and all of them are 3 different weight classes. I'm like 45, the other guy is 55, and the other guy is like 85. So it's not. It's
Cool.
like there's no way in hell I'm fighting those guys.
Good. I thought that dude looked big, first of all. And second of all, I was like, why
Oh
would they put
God,
a
yeah.
Moroccan against a Moroccan?
Yeah, don't scare me like that, bro. I ain't trying to big guys like that.
So how do you feel about this matchup with Sungwoo Choi? I mean, he's a similar experience as far as overall pro fights. What are your thoughts on the matchup?
Man, it's an exciting fight. I know a lot of guys are not giving him credit. He's 1-2 in the UFC and all this thing's going on. But man, like that kid is a world champ kickboxer. He's been fighting kickboxing in a long time.
Yep.
He's a world champion kickboxing in Korea and all that. So for me, I feel like he's gonna be that one guy that breaks the dog out of me. Especially in the striking part. I feel like I haven't really showed that completely yet, man. I
Yeah.
always wanted to show it, but I was like, I don't know. Like last fight was back spinning kick and all that, but it's like I'm trying to get it going, man.
Yeah. Well, you say that, but I mean, we've seen some diverse striking skills, ground game from you as well. I mean, your fight against Austin Linger, that was a guy that was coming to take your head off, and you just handled him beautifully. I mean, used the footwork, used the distance, the angles to pick him apart. And your 3 wins so far in the UFC, unanimous decisions. I mean, you were the clear-cut winner. Some could say you dominated the fights. So going into this fight, I mean, potentially being 4-0 as a featherweight in the UFC, I mean, what does this fight mean to you? Obviously, being the 4th fight in your UFC career, but all this year, I mean, it's happened so fast. Kind of what's going on in your head headed into this?
Man, it's like you said, it's a crazy world, especially for me. I was like last year I was looking for a fight and then didn't have a fight for 13 weeks and I was on 2 losses, my 2 biggest losses I ever had. It's like the first loss was like, oh, you got the UFC contract ready as soon as you win this one, and then the second one I lost. It was like, oh, you have a contender series contract ready right after that one. So I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, it's like it was very hard. So for me, I
Yeah.
was like, that's when I went to Morocco and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go
Right.
see my family and just hang out with my family, and I'll just be hanging out. And all of a sudden they called me. They're like, oh, we got you a fight, and I was like, okay. And then I literally just hanged up and didn't even think about it. I was like, whatever. And from there, it was like history. We
Yeah.
really went on in that and started. But like you said, man, it's just another day, man. It's a blessing to even have, like you said, 3 fights in the UFC this year. So for me to go on my 4th fight, it's a blessing in disguise, and I can't complain. And I'm very very happy, and I'm very ready, and very feel blessed, man. I feel blessed.
Yeah, and looking back, I mean, what a moment that was, like you said, those 2 losses, and the second loss, a very, controversial one that could have gone either way with at LFA, so, going to Morocco and going back to your roots and kinda clearing your mind and getting back to this place of your foundation, where it all started. So you feel like that truly was again, looking back, just this impactful moment that's led to this resurgence in your, young but rising career?
Oh man, yeah, definitely, man. I feel like it was like you just let that pressure out, you know. It's like you let something breathe, you know. And I don't know what he was. I swear to God, I have no clue what he was. And I don't just me going to Morocco changed everything. It really did. It's crazy. I don't know how that happened, but I was like, just me and my wife we were like, you know what, I'm sick and tired of this. I haven't seen my family for 10 years, you know, and I haven't found a fight in 13 weeks. You know, I've been training for 13 weeks, dieting and all that stuff, and I couldn't find a fight. So for
Yeah.
me, it was frustrating. You know, I was like, as a fighter, I was like, you know what, man, I'm done with this, and that was the best decision I ever made.
Yeah, and this will be your first time on Fight Island, right?
Yeah, this is my first time. Yeah,
Cool. So, I mean, what do you think about the expansion?
I'm just happy that I experienced that. Like you said, like I have my boy Brandon is cornering me too, so he can tell me a little about Fight Island too as well. So it's gonna be fun because they're over there. So I'm just meeting up with them over
Gotcha.
there. So
Cool. Yeah, so who
so
is
it's gonna be
gonna
a lot
be
of fun.
your corner for this fight? Brandon and Mark?
And Alex Hernandez.
Very nice. So another UFC guy, UFC experience. That's a power corner right there. And you guys at Factory X, I mean, you have a very big family approach to this, right? You guys do barbecues on weekends. You guys hang out. In addition to obviously Mark being the glue that holds it all together. I mean, traveling nonstop across the country and the world to support this team. So I mean, it's got to feel good having people that you are so close with, Mark that knows you inside and out, but then also Brandon in your corner and then someone with great experience in Alex Hernandez as well. So I mean, what does that do for you during the fight? Like, are you able to hear them? Are you able to pick their voices out? I mean, certainly now I would expect without crowd, you're able to hear them a little bit better. But is that something that kind of fuels you during the fight? Is that something you pick up on?
Oh, definitely, man. I had to text my boy Brandon. You know, I was like, that's like motivation. You know, man. You're like that's my boy. You know, that's I train with that guy. You know, like that's my teammate and all that. So I was very proud to see that, and for me to really just to be in that same cage that he fought on. You know, it brings happiness. It brings fucking chills to me. I'll tell you that. But for me, I'm like you said, man. It's like Mark and Brandon, this and Alex. You know, those guys like all want to be in the same position that everybody else wants to be in. You know, like we all want to win. We all want to go get out there. We all want to get bonuses. You know, and all that
Yep.
stuff. You know, so for us is we have the same goal, and when you have the same goal, you're a powerful team. So for us is a beautiful thing to see. Like even Mark is staying there a whole month. Him and Brandon and Alex. You know, so
Wow.
these guys are sacrificing a lot of their life, not just for me. You know, for the whole Factory X family. So and I can't appreciate them enough, you know. So and that's why we when we go out there, we're about to have some fun and really make it worth it for them.
Hell yeah, man! I look forward to it. And it's another great point. I mean, this family feel this approach you guys take to training and to the team and to everything. I mean, your career and your lives. It's clearly people are appreciating it because you guys are getting tons of new fighters, pro fighters, amateur fighters. I mean, across the board coming to Factory X. So obviously, you guys are doing something right, or there's something in the water there. But it definitely looks like you guys are putting together quite a cool run and one that should sustain over the long run. So it's cool to see from the outside too. Who were your main training partners for this fight for this training camp?
Oh man, it's oh god, there's a lot of people, man. Colin just got into the UFC.
On England, yep.
Uh, yeah, I got Katiquez, Jonathan Martinez, Markel Maderos, even the amateurs and the pros I'm training with. I'm training with all the guys, Alex Hernandez a lot. I trained with Brandon a lot. Man, it goes on and on. List goes on and on, man. Even the amateurs I'm training with. So it really that group, man. It's oh god, man. It's like you're gonna be ready. In the end of the day, it's all about you. You know, it's like you said, you can show the horse the water, but you can't force it to drink. You know, it's the same thing. You know, it's like we have the best team we can have, but at the end of the day, when it comes to fight night, it's you. You know, it's nobody else. It's only you. So and that's how we take that approach. You know, and and I can't complain about all the training and all that, man. They're pushing me to the limits. I'll tell you that.
Awesome, awesome. So, not looking past this fight, but I mean, what are your goals for the rest of the year? Do you plan to take some time off after this fight, or get right back at it?
I don't know, man. Every time I say I'll take time off, and all of a sudden I got a fight in 2 weeks. So I'm like, let me shut up.
Go.
I was like, let me just shut up and let's see after October 10th. You know, that's
Yeah.
how I feel. You know.
Cool. Well, man, I'm excited for this weekend. I'm excited for you to put on a show again, move to 4-0 in the UFC. So, how can obviously people can watch the fight this weekend on ESPN Plus, but how can people follow you in your career?
Man, you guys can follow me at the Moroccan Devil on my Instagram, and Twitter is Moroccan Devil underscore 45. And then yeah, my name on Facebook, you know, and like I'm pretty fairly on Facebook, but that's my two things, man. And yeah, you guys tune in on October 10th, SPM Plus.
That's right, October 10th, ESPN Plus. Go watch Youssef put on a show. Follow him online, the Moroccan Devil. Give us a follow and a like as well. Youssef, man, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate you coming on as always. And good luck.
Oh
Chalk.
man, thank you, man. Thank you for having me. I would appreciate it.